What's in the box? Jay LaRock, percent off collector, and I'm here with another What's in the Box episode. And if this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome on in. So what's in the box? Well, it's mostly loose figures that I've bought either online somewhere, secondary market like eBay, Mercari, or through Marketplace, through thrift stores, through estate sales, and sometimes it's all from the same place, and sometimes it is from multiple places. In this case, this is from two different places. One was an estate sale, and one was, I guess it was a garage sale, even though it was not a garage. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. Basically, this concept is not new. I watched Galaxy, Dan Larson, his in the photo booth a lot during COVID, and it helped me when I was like depressed or sad or something like that. And I just like the idea of just a bunch of toys that you look at, you talk about a little bit, you just hang out. It's just about the toys, and it's cool. And I really think that that's a cool concept. People here that's on this channel has liked it so far, and I really like doing it, especially because a lot of the times I'm getting figures extremely cheap. Like literally everything here was between 50 cents and $1. And obviously some of these parts are missing or scratched up, so yeah. But the thing is that for me as a percent off collector, there's lines that maybe I'm not like super into collecting, but if I can get them for those type of prices, that's cool. And since I like taking pictures and mixing things up, which you can see on my Instagram, which is also percent off collector, it's a lot of fun. But enough of all that, let's get to what you wanted to see, the toys. So first up, we have this little guy here, and it's really cool because I had GoBots as a kid, and as you could probably guess, if you've ever seen the whole Transformers versus GoBots debate, the GoBots was always looked at as like secondary for a lot of people. I mean, you had some hardcore fans, but a lot of people looked at GoBots as second, and I admit, as a kid, I was as well. And usually I used them as like fodder and stuff like that. So this I actually got inside a box, actually, from an estate sale. And this is a 1984 Bandai GoBot, and this is Rube. And I kind of liked the GoBots, if nothing else, because a lot of it was just regular cars. Just like G1, a lot of it is like really simple transformations. You're not going to get anything intricate, but it was fun. It's like literally, this arm is kind of sticky, and I don't want to pull it too much, but yeah, it's giving me a problem. I can get it out, but I mean, this is basically it. This is basically it when you transform it. But I thought they were cool. They were cool enough. I like Transformers, the cartoon, way more than I did the GoBots one. I don't know. I just, as a kid, it just didn't hit those points for me. But hey, it's still cool. And I got like this. I actually seen online for like 15 bucks. So I mean, I don't plan to flip this or anything. But it's pretty cool, and it's a GoBot in my collection. Now, the thing about the cars is, I mean, I haven't written down, but I forgot exactly all the ones. I think this one was the Hot Wheels Soul Air CX-4. I think that's what this one is. If I'm wrong, let me know. This one's 1983. Is that what that says? Yeah, 1983. So I'm pretty sure that this is that one. And I liked some of these older ones. All of these I got from an estate sale for 50 cents. And what was interesting about this estate sale, if anyone's ever interested in going out and trying to find toys, what was interesting is that this estate sale barely had anything toy related. Like it was this and like I think a few model trains, but like those high-end model trains. So I still just went because it was near my house, and I was like, let's go check it out. And in the end, I was able to get, basically the rest of these cars that you see listed here for 50 cents each. And so I was happy with that. So let's see. So it was the Peterbilt construction truck. Yeah, that's this one. I always like construction vehicles, and as a fan of the Actually, was this the right one? Oh no, the construction truck is this one, the Matchbox. So this is the So this is the one. This is a Matchbox 1981 Peterbilt construction truck. And I always like construction stuff. I was the kind of kid that don't do this if there are any kids are watching this. I used to go to construction sites and play around, and it was dangerous and bad, but I did it. I kind of like the fact that it has a little guy in it. I don't think I even noticed that before. As you can see, all of these are scratched up. These, have been played with. But for me, this was more about just I collected Hot Wheels and Matchbook as a kid, Matchbox as a kid. So finding these, especially the old ones for 50 cents each, it was really cool. So the next one after that is the Steamrollers. So it's this one here. And Majorette is, I'm sure I had it. I'm sure I had that line, but I probably was so used to seeing Hot Wheels or Matchbox, I probably called it one of that. And again, this is another construction vehicle. This is from 1982, and it's a steamroller machine. This is basically what they use to flatten out like asphalt and stuff on roads when they pave a new road. So again, I think that was cool. Let's see, and then it was this one, and this is another. Actually, wait, this was a different company altogether, right? Let's see if it focuses. Yeah, this was the Xylemex. Xylemex. Is that how it's pronounced? 1979 yellow Ferrari Boxer 365 GT. Actually, what is that? Berlinetta? Berlinetta, is that how it's pronounced? Help me, because I'm terrible at pronunciation, so please help me out. But yeah, again, like I said, you can see that these are all old and stuff, and scratched up, but I still really like them. And then it was this one. So this one is the Racing Team GT Supra, and if you see, I wasn't able to identify it. So I will ask any collectors, especially of cars out there, if you can identify this for me, because I took pictures and stuff like that, and I was trying to find it, and it's like you can open the doors and stuff. I don't think you can open anything else, but you could open the doors on it, and it's pretty cool. But every time I was scanning this, it kept bringing up other cars that was not this one. But as I said, all these were 50 cents, so I was happy to get it. Let's see. Oh, and then the next one was this. Pickups. I was never a big pickup fan. I do like the fact that the back goes down. So this one is the 1982 Road Champs High Roller Green Machine pickup truck. You can see that here. So again, pretty cool. Again, Road Champs. I didn't know. If I would have gotten this, I would have thought it was. I would have just said, "Oh, it's a Hot Wheel." I mean, the branding, man. They got you as a kid. You just thought, it means like Nintendo. Like, how many people called any game system Nintendo except like Sega? But if it was like a third party or something, or your parents especially called everything Nintendo back in the day, I was definitely, my mom definitely did that. She was old school. Now this is, I always like this. So we're going to be looking at some He-Man stuff in a little bit. But what's interesting is, one of the first He-Man that I really got and I liked a lot was the damage one, where he had the damage on his chest, and then you could flip it around. And when they had these, I thought it was cool. This is a 1983 Hot Wheels Crack Ups Red Cruiser, and unfortunately, it's broken where it doesn't stay in the broken mode. I mean, in the repaired mode, and I think actually this is supposed to come down. Maybe not. Maybe that's broken. Oh no, that is broken off too. So maybe that's why it doesn't stay, because the actual hood part doesn't come down. But I love that, because I was the kind of person as a kid, I like to crash my cars. So to have a cars actually show that they've been cracked up was really great to me, to have that option in the car. And then the last car is this one, and this one is the 1979 Z Toys 1941 Vauxhall, Vaux Red. So again, if I mispronounce, then I'm sorry. There you can see it. And this is interesting that here it tells you the year of the vehicle, not the year that this came out, because this actually came out in 1979. And that was another thing about this. I mean, obviously, getting into collecting plus doing videos, I always think it's cool to bring something that maybe will be interesting to someone, because ever since I started doing this, I definitely got to see a lot of people who are into different aspects of collecting, and there is a huge diecast community who knows a ton about this stuff. So I always thought that if I got together a good little batch of various diecast metal cars, that it might make a good video. So for anyone out there, especially who is really into this, just let me know what you think of these little vehicles that I got. And especially people who are collectors, because I love to hear from people who collect things that are a little bit different than what I collect. Alright, so now let's get to some of these here, and we'll start with what would definitely be a member of my toy ER. So let's see, I think it was at least like 2 or 3 of these toys I got for 25 cents each, because they were broken or something like that. So this is the 1983 Masters of the Universe Cobra Khan. So you can see here, there. And of course it's missing its head. So I mean, yeah, would I pay anything more than 25 cents? No. But again, all these, I think it was basically like the turtles here, like these 4 were in a box, and then it was all the different Masters of the Universe stuff that was in another box or another area. Because, alright, so, no, okay, I know what happened. So basically what happened is the turtles, they were actually at an off-the-road garage sale, which was interesting because I'd never seen one like this. Basically, the address, because I was looking for a house in a garage, and instead this person had a bunch of like gigantic wooden tables on the side of the road and had just tons and tons of action figures, and each table had a different price. It would be like 50 cents per table, on the table, then a $1 table, a $2 table. And I think he had like 3 tables, plus he had a van that had a bunch of stuff on it. It's kind of funny because I was just thinking, I was like, man, he's like, at one point I was like, oh, what are the toys you got? And he's like, come over to my van. I'm just like, man, if I was a kid, that's dangerous. Kids, don't mess with strangers. Don't go near any vans or anything. But obviously, this is just there. I mean, this could be just used for pictures or something. It's not going to be something that I'm gonna use for anything else. Now, this next one I did actually have as a kid. This one is the 1981 Masters of the Universe Stinkor, and I always thought it was funny because I was a fan of Pepe Le Pew, so I used to pretend that this was like roided out Pepe Le Pew. Now, if you look, you would have noticed the theme. All of these have like a chunk out the back of its head. Funny enough, I know that there's some collectors out there that would just cringe. They wouldn't care if I paid 25 cents with this. Just the fact that I'm showing an action figure that has this kind of damage. But for me, it's hilarious because the fact that this is not the only one that has pretty much this exact damage, and I just think that that's just hilarious. Like, what was some kid playing like lobotomy or something? Like, what was going on where you drilled into the head? But you know what? Again, I don't care, because especially for pictures or something, I'll be taking pictures from the front, or maybe I will put something together where it tries to explain why there's a big chunk missing out of the back of the head. But again, since I did have this character as a kid, it was just cool to get another one. And Stinkor was just funny, and I just thought the name was funny, and like I said, Pepe Le Pew and all that. And then we have this one here, and all these are kind of wobbly, so you can tell that these were played with a lot. So this one is the 1981 Masters of the Universe, 1984 Masters of the Universe Cyclone. And it's supposed to do like an extra spin, like that's its whole gimmick. That's why this part is loose. That's supposed to be its thing. And I think there was something supposed to be here. I'm pretty sure there was something here to like play up that whole Cyclone type, look to it and stuff like that. So that was the thing with him. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. So that was the thing with him and the speed. And I like the little... It's funny because it looks like Saturn, but I think it's just supposed to be like the spinning cyclone. Now, funny enough, this one, as you see, does not have. Oh, yeah, here it is. I forgot that you don't just you could turn it from here, but you see, it's kind of weird because I mean, I guess maybe and my hands are not huge, but it's like I guess that's how you're supposed to do it. There you go. So that's how it's supposed to work with the spinning. It's spinning, it's spinning. So that's pretty cool. And again, like I said, I got all these for like I think 25, 50 cents each, something like that. I think it was 25. But very cool. I didn't have this growing up, but I love the gimmicks like this, so that was pretty cool. Now this one is something that I did have as a kid, and I loved it. For some reason, I loved any type of bee type humanoid. So like, or the transformer that turns into the bee. I always liked this. So that was like, I mean, it's not up there with my love of Soundwave and Dinobots, Constructicons, Insecticons. I guess this would be around the Insecticons level. But this is a 1983 Masters of the Universe Buzz-Off. And I actually had this exact one, and I just thought it was creepy. I think he has like a visor that comes as well. And then look, oh no. I forgot. Someone in the comments tell me what was the name of that movie where they specifically went into people's head and left like a big gaping hole. I know there was like either an alien movie or some type of movie like that where that happened. But again, since that's really the only thing that's missing besides, of course, accessories, but this was all in a box, so I don't mind. This was really cool, and I always thought of the hands more like claw hands, so I always thought it was like some kind of buzz claw. And I thought that would have been cool, like a play on the name Buzzsaw. When do you think? I mean, Buzz-Off is cool too, but Buzzclaw would be a pretty cool name, right? I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think. And then, of course, the translucent wings and all that. I always thought that was sweet. You can see the date and all that on it. So I think that having the wings as well, just I don't know, it made me geek out for the character, and I just had fun like playing around with how he would sound and stuff like that. Alright, so let's turn to the turtles. So these turtles also, actually all the other turtles are fine. This is the only turtle that was missing its back. So I think I got all these for $2. So about 50 cents each as well. And again, this was one of those things where since they were vintage and I can take at least pictures from the front, I did not care like that it was broken. So this is a 1991 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Donatello. So this is a little bit newer one to it, and I think that this was the one where you specifically could remove the shell, but of course this one is missing the shell. But I was a big fan of the original Turtles, so for me to get my hands on some old Turtles, especially for that price point, even in this condition, was totally cool with me. Alright, so next up was Raphael. Now this one's a little bit older. So this is the 1988 Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Raphael. Of course, no accessories, but, you know, at least it's not damaged or anything like that. And here you can see, like, the date and all that on it. So I always thought that was cool. I was always a big fan of Donatello because I was a nerdy kid. And I just thought the fact that he was nerdy but still could fight and was a valued member of the team was pretty freaking cool. So... But Ralph being the hothead was cool. We actually had a group of friends that we pretended we were the Turtles, and almost all of us had kind of personalities that matched how the Turtles were. And then Bebop, and I always liked the original guys. It was kind of interesting because I kind of liked how in the very beginning of the original cartoon that Bebop and Rocksteady were legit like badasses. Like it took all of the Turtles' efforts to beat them up. And then sooner or later, it was like they were just so easy to kick their butt. It was not even funny. So this is also from 1988, so you can see there. And yeah, also Mirage Studios. So yeah, of course, wear and tear, but you know, not broken. So I just think that's cool. And as I said, I loved the arcade game. That was like one of my favorite arcade games back in the day, along with like The Simpsons and WrestleMania. Like those 4 players where 4 of your friends could all play at the same time. X-Men, like the X-Men game. Oh my God, those were the days. You know, let me for the question of this video, do you or did you have a favorite 4-person game at the arcade back in the day? Because for me, it was basically X-Men It was Turtles, it was WrestleMania, and it was The Simpsons was my favorite. But very cool Bebop. It's funny because I never really paid attention that his shoulder pads were basically turtle shells. I thought that that's actually a cool little touch. And last but not least, I think by the time this guy came along, I was not really watching Turtles anymore. But this is the 1989 Playmates Genghis Frog. And I just thought it was just funny because like I said, I didn't know the show of that at that time for him. Like, cause I don't know, his outfit does not say Genghis. It just looks like they picked Genghis because they thought it kind of would go with Frog. I don't know. If someone's a really, really good at, TMNT lore, let me know where that came from. Cause I mean, like, that shirt, doesn't this shirt look like something that a wrestler would wear? Or like, like this is something Chuckles from G.I. Joe would wear. Maybe that's the point. I mean, look at this. It looks like he's wearing a diaper. And then he has shorts coming out the bottom. Like, this is weird. And then what's the lightning bolts? Did he do anything with lightning? I mean, he's water. He's supposed to be like water based, so water and lightning shouldn't work. Maybe I'm thinking too much into this. But either way, so that is my pile of toys, and I just like it. I just like having a pile of toys like that. So thanks for taking the time to watch this video and geek out with me as I enjoy looking over these toys that I picked up. And of course, if you do like these type of videos, please consider giving me a like, a sub, all that stuff. And make sure you hit that notification button because I'm doing videos every single week. At least 2, sometimes 3. Actually, most of the time 3. And I really love doing these What's in the Box segments. But until next time, remember my motto: no discount, no deal. Catch you next time.